All right, everyone. Good morning and welcome to another Footy Talks time. It's time to talk round number 4, and just very quickly, Macca had some issues with our recording, but all good. We weren't able to sort of preview or review round number 3, but very quickly, um, I don't want to rub it in, but I got 2 wrong, and you got 3. You got
Um,
3 wrong.
I know, mate. I know the Dragons cost me there. They had the opportunities against, Parramatta there at Combank Stadium. Just couldn't nail those last few passes. So
Yeah.
go through the. It could be another one or two surprises there to try and jag a couple back. We'll see how we go.
All right, mate. Very quickly, let's run through this evening. What a massive game. DCE against his former club, uh, Manly versus the Roosters. There's also some outside chat about Jake Travojevic, and he's not traveling that well, just in terms of his, what do you call it? Just he seems
His
to be
ball.
more of a passenger rather than the guy leading the team around.
Yeah, it's a hard one. It's just the way he position he is and the position he plays. Obviously, you got to be very physical. Obviously, the hit ups, and when your team's losing, tends to be the first sort of couple of questions that's come about is the senior players, how they're traveling with their form. And it's really easy to critique that when that
Yeah.
happens. So um, if they can get a win and, he gets to play some good footy, then they'll go away pretty quickly. It's just about their team. And, obviously optics looking out and
Yeah.
his form, the salaries he'd be on. It's easy pickings for a lot of people. So we'll see how the next few weeks go in terms of his form. The people tend to jump to conclusions pretty quickly. But if he has a good game, they can all go away. But I dare say the Roosters will get this one done. I just can't see Manly getting over the top of the Roosters.
Yeah, you and I going for the Roosters on that one. Friday night over at Go Media Stadium. The Warriors taking on the Tigers. I can't see the Warriors losing. Yeah, they're up the waz, mate. Up the waz.
The Wars, yeah, no, at home. It's the Tigers. I don't. Yeah. Look, the Tigers without Dewey and Luluai as well. The big losses for them after their performance against South Sydney. So
Yeah.
look, yeah, be a brave man to tip against the Wires. So I'm going to go the Wires in that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Jerome's out for a couple of weeks too, apparently. So yeah, that's going to be pretty hard on the Tigers. Then, mate, it is the Battle of Brisbane. Ah man, all this outside talk. Brisbane, what is happening, man? What is
Uh,
going on? Oh man, we just can't
win
stay away from the media.
win a good game of football, and it's even worse. Yeah. What do you say? It's just another day in Brisbane, mate. That's all part of it. Part of the entertainment business. Payne Haas is a huge out. Um, it's going to be a huge test for the Broncos. I think the Dolphins are playing some really good football. Really surprised me last week against the Sharks and how well they performed. And
Yeah,
I tell you, knock the Broncos off. It's this week without Payne, without, as you said, the outside noise. But
yeah.
I'm going to stick loyal.
Stick
See if
loyal.
I'll get it. Broncos to get Renault back. So
Yeah,
let's see how they perform.
yeah. Stick loyal. Saturday. Let's go to that. The 3 games on Saturday. The Bulldogs versus the Knights at Accor Stadium. Yeah. Look, I'm going for the Bulldogs again. I think they'll be too strong against the Knights.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Lawrence. I just think without those key players for the Knights, Dogs are gritty. They won't give them an inch. They need their all troops on deck, the Knights, to get this one done, and they don't. So I'm going to go the Dogs.
The juggernaut Penrith Panthers against, I must say, an informed Parramatta team. Uh, I think it'll be a tricky one, but look, if Nathan does what he does and the rest of the team follow him, the Panthers should win this.
Yeah, it's funny. Parramatta have had a few victories over the Panthers the last couple of years. So, yeah, stranger things have happened, but I just think Penrith's form at the moment is clinical.
Yeah.
You just don't tip against them generally. So I'm just going to stick with Penrith.
Townsville is the next game. Melbourne Storms travel up to Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Look, I can't see the Storm losing two in a row after their, you know, very upsetting loss, I'm sure, against Brisbane last week.
No, I'm with you on that. I think they're just too well drilled. Yeah, I think after that performance too, they would have had a fair week of training. So I dare say the Storm will be up and about. Look, if the Cowboys can conjure up some sort of victory, then they're well and truly back against the Storm. Yeah, I think this is a different task compared to the Titans the previous week. So I'm going to go Storm in this one.
Sunday, GIO Stadium. Hopefully they fixed the coaches' boxes glass there. The Sharks up against the Raiders. I look. Ricky Stewart will be fuming after last week. He'll have the boys ready against the Sharks.
Yeah, he will. I think the Raiders at home too. We should be able to get this done. They've been playing some decent football without the results, I think, whereas Sharks are a bit hard to read at the moment in terms of where they're at. They got out of the blocks really early, well against Titans, but sort of last couple of weeks hasn't been wrong at all. I think at GIO Stadium, I'm going to go with the Raiders, just home advantage. There won't be a lot in it.
Yeah.
It'll be good, entertaining game of footy, but I think the Raiders can get that done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then the last game, mates, your Dragons versus the Titans. We were split on this. I actually am going for the Titans, mate. They're at Seabus Stadium. I just thought home crowd. They should be G'ing up. Josh Hannay might have the boys ready. We've seen strange things happen.
Yeah, well, it's the toss of the coin, mate. I think with this one, I'm just trying to jag a game back on you. But I think the Dragons disappointed the last 20 minutes, but they certainly started the game. Well, this is a game they need to win. Both sides are desperate. So, look, flip a coin, but I'm going to go the Dragons this one and try and jag one back.
All right, man. Let's summarize our tips very quickly. We've got the Roosters, the Warriors, the Broncos, the Bulldogs, the Panthers, Storms, and the Raiders and Titans. That's the only split. Otherwise, I went for the Titans, and of course you went for the Dragons.
Get one back there, mate, on you this week. We'll see how we go. It could be back here cursing the Dragons next week if they can't.
Very quickly, the Hunters take on Redcliffe in Redcliffe. That's going to be a tough one for them.
Yeah, it is. Plenty of travel for the Hunters at the moment. I've been to Toowoomba 1 week, come back, go to the Redcliffe. Big challenge. I think it's a step up from the Clydesdales, just the sheer, obviously, players that play for them and the quality of players that they do have. So, look, there was a good victory last week against the Clydesdales and the fact that they don't play a conventional game of football. So, get a little bit of form. And in particular, if they get a couple of wins over here in Australia, because we know how hard it is to play the Hunters in PNG, if they can nab a couple of hits up that season nicely.
Yeah. And then the other one I wanted to just have a quick chat about is the PNG Chiefs. The coaching talk is heating up. Willie Peters, Jason Demetrio, Adrian Lamb, all in the mix. My picks, personally for me, is Adrian Lamb or Jason Demetrio. The other one was also what's his name? Former paramedic.
Willie Peter, former player. Was there another one for? Brad Arthur.
Brad Arthur. That's it. Brad Arthur. So, look, in terms of like we said, I think we talked about it. Brad Arthur would be the perfect guy because he's sort of come in and restarted clubs again. But for me, I'm thinking, JD and Adrian Lamb know the culture, know the ones here. It won't necessarily be, as we've talked about, a predominantly Papua New Guinea players, but I think just coming over here, they would settle in well with a coach that knows a bit about the background of Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, certainly. I think that'll help. That definitely, when it comes to the meetings and the interview process, what they know about the place, where they see the place going. So be able to have a bit of that root type, I guess, understanding of what every player goes through, some of the staff they may want, generally the country. So they'll definitely give them a foot in the door to start with. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. What does made, and what Belandis and some other people, Chalmers, whoever else at the PNG side of things will select.
No, it'll be very interesting. But I'm sure that announcement is just around the corner, man.
Yeah, they'll definitely, mate. They'll have to make some calls soon. It's a big task. I figure they can sort of get that sorted, feet under the desk, and start the process of firstly a team, but then what else happens underneath that team, commercial side of things,
100%.
pathway programs. There's a heap to it rather than the 17 that start each week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Macca, listen, thanks so much for talking to